Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, OMB's new impact report trumpets progress with emerging technologies. And the House and Senate introduce a bipartisan bill to create a national immersive tech strategy. It's Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into today's top headlines. As members of the Biden administration wrap up their duties before the Trump administration enters office next month, the Office of Management and Budget's IT office is touting the, quote, innovative technological progress it's made over the past 4 years in the face of unprecedented challenges. In an impact report shared exclusively with FedScoop, OMB's Office of the Federal Chief Information Officer highlighted several of its tech-focused accomplishments throughout President Joe Biden's time in office, pointing specifically to work in artificial intelligence, open data, cybersecurity, and quantum, all in service of further modernizing the federal government. Cross-government partnerships were crucial to moving the ball forward on modernization, OMB said, delivering more accessible digital services to the public that the office said is, quote, just the beginning. The next generation of federal CIOs, quote, should leverage and continue to build these partnerships to further accelerate progress and deliver impact with taxpayer dollars. Claire Martirano, the outgoing federal CIO, said in the report that as she passes the baton to a new team, she does so, quote, with great admiration for the many partners and technologists who gave it their all over the past 4 years, and with great confidence that the next team will run even faster in delivering the government we all know is possible. In other news, lawmakers in the House and Senate introduced a bipartisan bill Wednesday that would create an advisory panel aimed at developing a national strategy for technologies such as virtual and augmented reality. Under the United States Leadership in Immersive Technology Act, the Department of Commerce would be directed to establish such a panel that would advise the president on how to use those technologies, known collectively as immersive technologies, or XR, for commerce, trade, and economic competitiveness. That panel would also study XR and its impact on national security, according to a release from Representative Susan DelBene of Washington announcing the bill. DelBene, the co-chair of the Virtual, Augmented, and Mixed Reality Caucus, sponsors the House version with Representative August Pfluger of Texas. The Senate version is sponsored by Senators Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee and Mark Warner of Virginia. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit FedScoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.